You gotta cut it on a bias. I've worked in restaurants, so okay.
I'm done. Physically, I'm attracted to Nicole, but just like, for example, 55%.
I can tell you, that's my G.
You are a whore, and you will not disrespect me like this today. Good night.
I'm not lazy.
You are a user, Muhammad. You.
Hello and welcome to a brand new extra special episode of Tender Loving Care with your host, myself, Pauline, and my darling Kate. Kate and I have decided we cannot not discuss the latest in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, the original 90-Day Fiancé. As you probably know, our podcast, Tender Love and Care, which is available on all podcasting platforms, has a new episode each Wednesday. And in that podcast, we break down a show from the TLC network as well as the Discovery Plus, past or present, and deep dive and discuss the glorious chaos. We've decided to watch even more TLC for you and get in on the new season of 90 Day Fiancé and release it as some more content for you, our beautiful trash TV loving listeners. Hi, Kate.
Hi.
We are coming off a recording about vampires. And guys, we're not going to say any more apart from get on and listen to our show about the show Vampires in America.
Oh,
It was brilliant.
So funny. Gave me so much joy to watch that and talk about it. Please listen to it. It was so fun. Yeah, how's it going?
It's going well. Put on some lipstick. I don't know if it's too bright, but we're just gonna keep it on. We're just gonna keep going. We're gonna go with it. But I will say that we said it in our last episode, and in case for some reason we need to mention it here, Kate and I saw that we got a massive amount of downloads from Brussels and Belgium in one day last week. We have no idea where it came from. It was a huge amount of numbers, and we can't figure out if we were mentioned on something, if we were mentioned on a podcast, if we were mentioned in an article or something. But we want to say, thank you so much for listening to us from Belgium, and please get in touch and tell us how you found our podcast, because Kate and I are desperate to know. You can email us at tenderloveandcarepod@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at tenderloveandcarepodcast. We have to find out, Kate.
It is a mystery that needs to be solved. I mean, it was an outpouring of support.
I know, and it was all from Brussels.
All Brussels.
So, merci beaucoup, but
tell us.
Où est le, what's the word for sauce in French? Où est le sauce? That would be great. Thank you so much. We need to find out. We are going to go into, we're in 90 Day Fiancé. In the whole TLC world, Kate, this was kind of breaking. I don't know if you saw this because this is very dear to your heart. Amy Slayton from £1,000 Sisters had her 36th birthday the other day, and I think it was last night, and she was like full on crying and singing "It's my birthday, I'll cry if I want to."
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe she misses her man.
What happened in that marriage? Well, we could go on about that for another podcast, but I was so sad. You know,
she must be feeling lonely. Birthdays can be so hard. You know,
birthdays are really hard.
Yeah,
especially when you just want to go over to someone's house and for them to cook you dinner.
Shout out to Lanny. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lanny. Other bit of news. This is not verified like the majority of the news that we talk about on this podcast. There's a rumor that Kalani is pregnant by the hall pass guy.
Oh my
God, I'm hoping
woman.
that isn't true. She already had 2 kids she should never have had. Wow. Sorry, that just came out of my mouth. I did not mean to say that, but I kind of did.
With 2 kids with someone she shouldn't have had them with.
Sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But that's the rumor online, that she's pregnant by this guy that she had this hall pass with on the last I don't know, Kate, but
get thee to a Planned Parenthood. Not for
Please.
that. I mean,
No,
just for
not
birth
yeah,
control.
yeah, yeah.
Birth control.
Birth responsible sex. That's what it's safe sex. That's what we're talking about. I'm just gonna cut that clip of you saying that and put it on repeat. Tag Kalani.
Oh my God.
All right, so Kate, let's get into this. We are on season 10 of 90 Day Fiancé, episode 4 of These Two Lovers.
What are they doing with the titles this season? They always do a theme.
Yes, they do. And I have noticed this. They're doing it on Welcome to Plathville, which I am now watching every episode of again. We covered it on our podcast. And then I think Julie, solely responsible to us, tons of people picked it up and were like, oh my God, I love this show. Super popular. And it was just announced that Olivia and Ethan are separated.
I saw that dramatic breakup post. Yes.
Kate, that is huge. Once again, it backs up. No one should get married in their 20s, especially not like they were like 22. It's cuckoo.
They dated as teenagers. No. Imagine being married right now to someone you dated in high school.
No. Kate, which ding dong do you want to start with first?
Gino.
There's plenty to choose from.
Gino, and Jasmine.
Okay.
Everyone on Reddit calls him Gino.
Okay.
Gino. Anyways, so Jasmine is talking to us about the aftermath of Buttgate. Gino's ignoring her. So they were last episode were getting a couple's massage, and because her tushy was tender, and she had to then reveal that she spent $10,000, so most of which was from Gino to pay for butt implants. And Gino didn't know that. So he's ignoring her. She calls her sister to talk about how it's all going. And they kind of talk about how worried they are that Gino quit his job, which is her reasoning for thinking it's okay that she did that because she thought he had a job and now he doesn't. So it's all Gino's fault.
It is his fault. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, we see them. I mean, dare I say there's been growth. I'm not going to say growth in their relationship. I think that they are sick of fighting right now because we've got I love how it comes up, by the way, 84 days to wed. That's how long these two have.
Right.
And he's not speaking to her. And they actually sit down on that sofa and they have a normal conversation for them. And Jasmine apologizes, which is bizarro, but does not tell him that some of the money came from her ex-boyfriend. She's like, I'm just going to leave that for now because we're getting on so well.
A loan that turned into a gift.
Right.
I wonder why he decided to just
gift
that to her.
What could she give or provide? What kind of services could she... So is that all we saw of them this week? It was very brief.
Yeah, she's kind of flipping the narrative here, saying that, and I do believe this is true, she feels really insecure about her body. And so she kind of admits to being a little bit addicted to improving it because she wants to look good for him, and she's insecure about how she looks, and she lost all this weight and she felt like she wasn't curvy enough for him and all this stuff. And I do think that she has a lot of insecurities, and that's not a lie or anything, but she's very much kind of shifting the focus from her taking his money for something that wasn't intended for. And now it's like, well, I didn't know you were quitting my job and I'm doing this for you because I wanted to look good for you. And Gino's just kind of like, well, she said sorry, and that's something.
I know. You know, I look at his outfits. I need you, when you watch this next, guys, to actually look at his outfits. They are painful. It's like slacks and a golf shirt or something. It's really hard to watch what he wears.
Rough stuff indeed. So that was those two. We did not get a lot from them at all this week, which I was fine with. We did get an introduction. We will say an introduction of a new couple, thank God, because I thought we weren't going to, and I was like, come on, I can't do 4 episodes in with nobody new.
So why don't we talk about them? We met the new couple, Nick, who's from Korea, and Devin, who's from Arkansas. And so I say Arkansas. I never know how to say that. Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah.
Arkansas. They met. So Nick went to Australia to go and work and study, where he met Devin. He was there for 6 years, and he definitely has an Australian accent. You can hear it. He's an electrical engineer and karaoke champion. But he has a good job. So that is always a plus when we're looking at these people. He actually has a good job. He talks about his background. You know, he was bullied. He went to the military when he was in Australia. So we're meeting him in Korea. When he was in Australia, he went on Tinder, and that's where he met Piggy. Now, he calls Devin Piggy because, as he says it, and I would like this to be a language barrier, but I don't think it is because he speaks great English, is that he doesn't really like Korean girls because they're too thin. And he says, you know, she's chubby. So that's why I call her Piggy.
And she's not even chubby.
No, she's not at all. We see that she's, you know, played football, soccer before. And he's head over heels with her. She's in Arkansas, and she's going to come over to Korea. So we had a lot of like establishing with Nick, but we didn't see much establishing of Devin at all, did we?
We didn't. We just barely met her. We're kind of seeing the lead up to her arriving. So yeah, we're meeting him. He goes to this market and gets food, talks to this vendor there about his girlfriend he calls Piggy. And he wins a pig stuffed animal to give her. And then he talks a little bit about how he's worried to move to Arkansas because she has told him about how it is there. And you know, he says there's nothing to do, and she said there's a lot of racist people there and there's no diversity. So I'm not super excited about Arkansas. And I was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be excited about it.
Yeah. We see her getting off the plane though, right?
Yeah, so they meet up, and he gives her the Piggy. She doesn't love that, but she's kind of trying to laugh it off. And my first impression of her was that she seemed a little bit dull, you know, like just not super vibrant with the personality. But then I saw she did post on her social media talking about this time in her life, and it explained a lot. She talks about how this was a really hard time in her life. She wasn't feeling like she looked great. She wasn't mentally feeling great. And so she kind of acknowledges, like, I know I didn't come off as this like sparkly, interesting person or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'll give her a shot.
I'm so glad that you pointed that out and not me, because I'm always the one that's saying the dickish stuff. So I would have just said that and left it there. But I will also say that she lists, you know, mentally she wasn't feeling great, physically she wasn't feeling great. I know, I'll go on a reality TV show. I mean, have we learned nothing? Guys, this is why you need to listen to our podcast, because we are reality TV show consultants. Like, if you are going to go on one of these hellacious shows, you need to either be a mental wreck and just realize you're going to have pretty much nervous breakdown, deal with it on camera, but you'll get another couple of seasons, you'll be fine. Or you go in really, really well and looking your best and playing it up. But poor Devin. Yeah, she came off and I don't think I heard her utter a word. She seems really like dowdy and like wah. So
yeah. It is nice though to see a couple on here that has interests and good jobs and stuff like that. Like there's kind of an influx of people on here that just are wannabe influencers.
Yes,
and
we're sick of that.
We're kind of sick of that. So I was like, okay, you know, she's got the soccer, he's got like the karaoke, they got some stuff, they have stuff going on. So
I mean, nothing is like, you know, Darcy's House of 11.
Right.
Like Darcy and Stace, you know, they had a real business. They're like real entrepreneurs.
Layers to them. Yeah.
They're layers. I will say, on a side note, guys, if you haven't checked out Can someone tell me what they're doing to earn money? They are in a new country every single week, Dawson Stace. Oh, as I'm saying this, I just remember they have OnlyFans. They did start an OnlyFans.
There it is.
There we go.
Nice.
So that was all we kind of saw of those two, right?
Yep, that was it. Just them reuniting. Here's the piggy. That's really it. Yep,
Yeah.
that was it.
Now, Kate, I'm going to need you to go. I'm going to have to go slow on this one because of my
Okay.
anger levels. So you know where we're going. We're going to LA, and I need you to take us to LA, and I need you to start with this ding dong moron, Rob, because I can't emotionally handle it. Please.
Okay, Rob the knob. Here we go.
Rob the goddamn knob.
So Rob and Sophie are going.
Oh, hi, I have no job. And I can't have. Guess what? I'm really disappointed you don't have kids. I don't have a job. I don't have a bathroom. And you are expecting so much. So I'm going to put you down. Sorry, Kate, go on.
Okay. Okay. They're going. They're
Can't
going.
handle it. Hate this guy.
I know, he's the worst. So they're going to meet Rob's sister Victoria at one of these barcade, like Dave and Buster's type places.
Ugh,
She
classy.
is, yeah, she's a party planner and has offered to plan their wedding. He's doing this thing that I hate when this happens in a relationship. And let's be honest, it's usually the guy being like, be this way. Don't be this way. And he's telling her, don't be shy, like be fun, be this, be that. And oh, it's so annoying to hear that. It's like, well, what do I do with that? And so anyways, they sit down, they get there, they get drinks and whatever. They sit down with Victoria, and she starts asking them questions, like all the classic, like family member questions with a couple on the show. She's asking them, oh, so how's it going? And then they get to this kids thing. What's you guys' plan to have kids? And Rob just kind of gives this sort of non-committal, like wishy-washy thing of like, oh, well, I think eventually we'll have them. Yeah, sometime, not now. We'll see, blah, blah, blah. And then Sophie says that she doesn't actually want to be pregnant. And he's like, so you don't want to have kids? And she says, if I don't want to have kids, is that a problem for you? Because honestly, that's where I'm at right now. And he storms off. He can't even sit there and have an adult conversation about it. He just storms off and goes and starts playing a basketball game or something, or football game. It
was so appropriate that they were in a childlike environment of arcade games. This man, and I know I'm echoing how everybody's feeling, so I'm not saying anything new, but it's men. I think I'm so triggered by this because I've known men like this. They're children. There is no evolution. He's 32, Kate. This isn't like a 20-something-year-old. He has not spoken a lot. We don't know a lot about his past, like education or jobs, we haven't heard anything like that. But he has constantly made claims of, yeah, well, I grew up, a certain way, so you've got to deal with it or whatever. And there are so many people that do nothing but prosper and thrive and don't associate any of their childhood trauma or childhood experiences with using as an excuse, not to prosper in life. Okay. And I think we don't even know, by the way, anything about him. Don't know anything about his parents, don't know how he was brought up, don't know where he was brought up, except he said once he lived in a mountain in Oregon, which we don't know anything about this guy. But what we do know is meeting his sister. Look at her. She was put together. She had a great job. She had her own business. So I'm like, I've got your number. You're a guy that's just going to sit and moan about your childhood and say, this is where I am, and I'm not doing anything. He has no aspiration. He has no ambition. He wants everything handed to him. And we found that out in that first episode when he's romanticizes, because you can tell he has zero clue about what it takes to work hard and achieve, buy things, credit scores, mortgage, all of this type of stuff at 32, because he said in that first episode, yeah, I mean, it's just super romantic that we started here and then now look at where we are. Because he has a fantasy of of, in a 7-bedroom house. He has zero planning of how to get there, zero clue of how much work that takes, how hard that is, especially in Los Angeles. No clue. And he wants everything handed to him. We already know. He thinks Sophie is his meal ticket. End of story. He thinks he has found this rich Brit, and that's who he's living off. And it makes me sick.
She's lucky, and that she's lucky to be with him because he's so good looking, and he has all these. He could be with any baddie he wants, and
he's everything about him is just ew. That's like I know it's so American, but that's the only thing I can say about it. And it's the audacity, audacity, that he is sat there and he's so childlike. He's terrible social skills. His sister, this accomplished woman that was having a great conversation, he couldn't look her in the eyes, like looking above her eye line, like looking around. He's a child. And I'm angry because I'm looking at Sophie, this 23-year-old woman who is, sounds like she works very hard for her money, has done stuff in her life to earn her own money. She says she doesn't take it off her family. Seems like she's quite independent. She's a very young girl at 23. And she is with this utter loser, complete loser. And once again, it's not about how much money you have in your bank account. It's about who you are and what your goals are and aspirations and how your work ethic. And he has zero. There are photos online that came out this week of him. I haven't been to his Instagram. I don't know if he deleted it. It's him thinking he's some thug, cool guy, laid back with a gun, that he's holding this gun with like a laser pointer on it in a selfie. And I'm just like, he's the epitome of everything you don't want. He's like you say, so he storms off, childish brat. Victoria's shocked. Sophie's completely embarrassed. She goes on to tell us that she had, sounds like a very traumatic medical condition when she was younger and had to get operated on due to her reproductive organs, which may or may not mean she can have children. But due to that has just not been a priority in her life. And she's extremely young, let's forget. And he's going outside talking to the camera, quote, "What am I going to do with my life if I don't have kids?" Let's break that down.
Yeah.
You're doing nothing right now, brother. Like, you're not doing anything right now. And if you don't have kids, well, you can't have kids because you don't have a job, you don't have a career, and you don't have money. So that's out the window already due to your life decisions. So why then this great line, even Jay-Z and Beyonce got kids.
It's always these people who aren't working hard that just spout off this hustle, grind, get your coins, get your bread,
get that bag.
Yeah, secure the bag. Oh. What are you talking about, dude? And he can't even, if he had sat there, he would have heard her reasoning, but he doesn't even care to hear that. And like you said, he says, what am I supposed to do if I don't have kids? Well, it's like a lot of people actually have really fulfilling and amazing lives and don't have kids. And that's a valid choice.
Absolutely.
And then he also says, what was the other thing I wrote down that's so annoying? Oh, if I wanted to not have kids, I'd probably just be a player forever.
A player. Oh yeah, guys. Let's break down what kind of catch you are. Even your girlfriend says you have a very odd little small head. Let's just start on that. Even the girlfriend said that, okay? And you live in a place that doesn't have running water or a bathroom in it. I mean, I didn't realize that's a catch. That is such a catch. He is the most insecure. I'm so terrified of what this show's going to do to him in the sense of his low self-esteem and inflated faux ego. Can you imagine? I hope she ran. I hope she ran from him.
I'm sure they're both in Austin now, by the way.
What?
They're not this is what I'm reading online. Again, sources unclear.
Unknown, unverifiable.
But I keep seeing online that they aren't together, but they both are in Austin now. So I'm like keeping my eyes peeled. Well, remember I saw her Instagram and she was at Austin City Limits Music Festival.
You did.
So it kind of tracks, but I can just see him out at the bars out 6th Street or whatever, just being like, oh yeah, I was on this TV show. It's no big deal. Like he's probably already using that. But I mean,
So that's what it says online, that they're not together, but they're both. Why would they both come to us? I think they got married. I think they got married to get the green card, I'd say.
yeah, I mean, it's a move that people in LA, a lot of people in LA did.
Yeah, but that was ages ago. You know, it was like
They're
now
still doing.
everyone's going to it went Portland, Austin, and now if I hear one more person moving to Nashville, I am gonna lose my shit. Well, oh, I'm leaving LA, I'm moving to Nashville. Shut up. I mean, I can't hear it. I can't hear anymore about going to Nashville.
But I don't know.
Interesting, Kate.
Yeah. If I see him, I won't do anything, but I'll just kind of glare.
And then get me on FaceTime.
And get you on FaceTime. But no, we said this before. It's not even like he has to be doing the most impressive stuff for this to be okay. It's just like get a housemate. Like you guys, I really think that, and I'm saying this as like I lived in LA for years on like $30K a year. It's really hard, but like you get a roommate and you have a good setup, and then you have a base. You have like a steady base to come home to, and you can like start slowly making moves and building your life, right? But he doesn't talk about anything like that. It's just like, why are you not okay with my converted garage, like dumpy place and no bath? Like you're bougie. This is on you. And that is so upsetting to see over and over again. So anyway, she goes to find him. He's playing this arcade game. He won't stop playing it. She's like, can you at least stop playing the game and talk to me? I mean, this is why he has to find people 10 years younger than him.
It's true. It's very true. Good
point. No
point.
woman in their 30s is going to put up with this bullshit. So he finally stops playing. He still won't really look her in the eyes. And he's basically not ready to hear it. He's like, I can't even talk about this right now. And she's like, yeah, I think she says it too. She's like, I don't really want to have this serious conversation in this arcade or whatever. Yeah, but like, can you please come back and, we'll head out or whatever. And then the sister talks to him, and she's saying, she phrased it in an odd way, but I think I got what she was saying. And she had to phrase it this way, I think, to get through to him. She's like, it's tough. She's had a medical thing. Like it's the one thing that a woman's body's supposed to do. And if it can't do it, then you feel this loss. And I don't think it came off weird, but I don't think that's really what she meant. But she kind of tries to get through to him, and then they leave. He tells the camera that he couldn't walk down the aisle today because he just feels really unsure about the relationship right now. I'm like, you're a walking red flag. This is how you deal with conflict. I mean, take out all of the baby stuff. You have one little thing that you disagree with, and you're just going to storm off like a child.
He is a petulant child. And what is his plan? If you sat with him and said, okay, so what do you plan for the next 6 months of your life? We get married, then what are we doing? How are we moving? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Kate, he is the worst. He's the worst.
Oh, frustrated. And you can just feel, I just want to give her a hug. You can just feel the frustration. So they get back to his place, and she says the very mature thing of, I think we need to just go to sleep. Yeah. We don't need to talk about this serious of a topic while we're both exhausted and stuff. And I believe he leaves again, right?
Yeah, he goes, I'm going to go and walk the dog. And then he's like, I can't sleep. How am I supposed to sleep? I can't believe she's sleeping. How am I supposed to sleep tonight? What are you so upset about? What are you? So you're upset. You're saying on the surface, you're upset because you are with this woman that you want to have a life with and have children with, and she just says she doesn't want children. That's what you're upset about. You can't provide for children. So it's a moot point. You can't, you figure out all the steps. And it's that he thinks stuff is going to happen like that. That's the problem with him. He thinks that, well, if you said that to him, he goes, yeah, but stuff will work out. I need to know that in the future she wants it. No, that's not even a question. how are you paying your electricity bill next month? Because you don't work. So,
Right.
okay.
Ugh,
It's too much, dude.
it
Too much.
is
I
too
am going to
much.
get more and more angry watching this guy. And then we see this footage of them inside this car wash, like next week, and her crying about being so alone. I mean, she's on 90 days there. And if she's still in Austin, they got married. Knowing the visa stuff, I think she absolutely got married and is on waiting for her green card, which right now I've heard from several people that are doing green card stuff. It is taking months and months and months and months and months and months and months. So she's probably stuck in America for a long time. So Kate, you need to be pounding the streets of Austin.
Yeah. I think I can think of some places where he might turn up.
Her. I want her because I wouldn't be able to control myself if you told me.
Yeah, I'd rather, you're right. I would much rather run into her.
So who's next, Kate?
How about Justin / Igor and Nikki? I
Now-
can't get over that he changed it. She changed his name.
I know. Who else did that? Was there somebody else that did that?
Ooh,
Changed their name. Well, I'll tell you what it's reminding me of. I may have said this. Apologies if I'm repeating this story on the podcast. I may have told you this. I once worked for a very, very, very wealthy family and very kind of old money. This was in Los Angeles. And they had a couple of kids and they were older couple. The children were grown up. And unfortunately, they did not have a relationship with their one of their children, and they were very wealthy, so had a lot of people coming to their house all the time, whether it was a Pilates instructor, nutritionist, lots of people coming, chef, house staff. So they had a Pilates instructor that I had to buzz in one day at the gate, right? And I buzzed them in and they said their name and I was like, who is this? I don't know who this is. So I said to the person I worked for, oh, it's so and so. And they go, no. You mean, let's say Rachel. And I said, well, that's not this person's name. And they said, no, I asked her to change her name when she's here because it reminds me too much of my child that I don't speak to.
Oh, wow.
So the Pilates instructor had to go by a different name when they entered the grounds of this house.
That is some rich people shit.
Yes. Anyway, Justin, I would like to start. Sorry, that was a little walk
That's
down memory
wild.
lane for you guys. Yeah, a little story. I would like to say that I have realized in this episode I am deeply sexually attracted to Justin.
Oh.
I really fancy him. But then I will also add on, I did say in a couple of episodes ago that I think he really, really reminds me of Jason Hoppy, that demon that was married to Bethany Frankel.
I can't unsee that. I can't unsee that now that you said that.
I'm also sexually attracted to Jason Hoppy. I know that is a very unpopular opinion. It's just I've been always attracted to people at Bethany Frankel. That look, I'm just attracted to it. So I'm attracted to Justin and I'm attracted to Jason Hoppy. Just saying.
Thank you for being so brave.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So they are arriving at his apartment, and I gotta say, it's clean and light and bright.
Lovely.
It was lovely. Yeah, he had decorations, and it was tidy. And
yep.
He is a live, laugh, love girly with his like Hobby Lobby style. In this house, we do this signage. I like that. That was funny. So she is wanting to be physical and flirty with him in his bed. He kind of shuts down and she tells us that she is here. This is the whole reason she's here, to see if they can get over this intimacy issue. We get a little tour of the place. She sent him money to fix the bathroom. And unlike Jasmine, he apparently didn't spend the money on butt implants. He did in fact fix the water pressure in the shower. And then they go to bed, they wake up, and I said, what is that noise? Did you hear a strange noise?
It was his alarm going off.
Oh,
I thought that, yeah, it was really strange.
Oh, okay.
I would also add, and listen, now that I've said I'm attracted to him, you're going to think I'm just saying this, but I think he's got a really great sense of humor. He's got like this really dry sense of humor. He was saying, because they wake up and there was no sexy time, unfortunately. They were so tired.
Right.
And she's like, Nicole, she's like, well, he's like, I'd love to go for a walk in the park. Lovely. It's probably going to take me hour to an hour and a half, probably a bit more, to get ready for a walk in the park. He's like, what? She goes, yeah, I mean, to go out and do glam, it's like 3 hours. And he's like, what? But I like natural. And he goes, you got to be careful as well. And he says this so deadpan. He's like, you got to be careful because in the park, there's birds and they attack women that have lots of makeup on. And she was like, what? And I thought it was really funny. Like, he says a couple of things in this episode and I'm like, he's got a dry sense of humor and it makes me more attracted to him.
Okay. I just remembered I saw something really bad about him though, and I feel like I should share this. I feel I need to share this in case the listeners know and they're like, how could you guys praise him and talk about him?
What?
He shared a video that has since been deleted of him in a Nazi costume for Halloween.
All right, listen.
So
just when I find someone that I'm attracted to out of all of these ding dongs, he has to be a Nazi.
That's what happens with these shows. You finally find someone that has redeemable qualities and then they disappoint you 100% of the time.
He was photographed wearing a Nazi costume.
He shared a video of himself wearing it.
A la Prince Harry that Halloween when Prince Harry dressed up as a Nazi. Well,
so
thanks.
There you go. I'm
dashed.
Sorry, but I'm so sorry to dash your dreams, but I didn't want us to keep going on and on about him once I remembered that little tidbit.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So they go, she gets ready, they go to the park. And I thought it was a lovely date. They sat down and he likes to do puzzles. And I was just going to say I fancy him, but he is a wannabe Nazi, so let's get rid of that. So he's doing a puzzle, and I thought that was really sweet, but she's kind of just like, I don't want to do.
Where's the wine? Yeah. For sure. And then, I do have to point out really quick before we go on. Have you noticed you know how they have their little intro videos where they'll like lean against each other's backs and stuff? Their intro video is so strange. Have you noticed this?
No.
It's okay. So it's her doing like a stripper hair flip, and like White Snake video type thing.
Yeah.
And then it's him acting like a boxer.
I did say, now you say that, I do remember that. I know it was like, do something crazy or something. And that's what they did. It was really, you never see them because they always have two that they film. They film they're like in love. And then when you're going to go into a sad scene, it's like,
back to back. Yeah.
Oh,
so strange.
Right.
So yeah, they're doing the puzzle. She's not really about it. And then, they go to get ice cream. First of all, her choice of ice cream was upsetting. She got cotton candy flavored ice cream. Or bubblegum. Bubblegum.
She got bubblegum and she got candy floss as well. Cotton candy as well.
Yeah, I thought that was gross. I hate that flavor. Anyways, so the point is she gets ice cream. She's eating her little cone and a little bit gets on her cheek. And then she wants him to lick it off her face and then gets very upset when he wants to use a napkin instead.
No.
I would not have someone licking my face in public like that, by the way.
I think that's grosso. Yeah, I think that's grosso.
I'm like, don't lick me. Get out of here. Anyways, so, but it's like she's kind of looking for every little thing to sort of support this theory she has that he's no longer attracted to her. So that's one of the things. Then they're sitting there, they're doing the puzzle, and she is going on and on about how he won't be intimate with her. And I was like, do you want him to have sex with you in this park? Like,
I know.
What are you getting at here? Like, you guys are just chilling in a park, you know? And she's like, let's just leave. And she jumps to this conclusion that he must have another girlfriend. I'm like, where did that come from? I don't know. What did you think about this whole thing?
The bottom line is he's not attracted to her. And let's just say he's just not attracted to her. She's got a ton of surgery done. And even the last visit she was out there, she's got even more done. And it's not his vibe. He doesn't find her attractive. And you know how it works. Like if you're too much if he wants something too much, it's becoming really unattractive for him. And I just think he's been in this so long. I think he genuinely cares about her and likes her, but he's not sexually attracted to her anymore. That's it.
And that's as a man who she has paid for a lot of his cosmetic surgeries. I mean, he's gotten a nose job and all this other stuff done, but she's now become so like done with all her work. Yeah, I think you're right. He's kind of like, this is a lot.
I think he's over it, but he has to go through with it now. I think that's the thing. He's like, I have to go through with it now. And he's getting that money from her.
True. And now the last thing for their segment is she gives him an ultimatum and says that if he doesn't change her mind and make her feel like he truly loves her, and let's face it, she wants him to have sex with her.
Yeah.
Then in the next 48 hours, she has to feel this from him or she's flying home, leaving. So
then he's just going to fake it for 48 hours and then they'll be back to the set. I mean, we know how this is going to go. Yeah. She's putting so much pressure on this working and it's not going to work. It's not. It's not, unfortunately. I had
DOA.
Yeah, it is. Ashley and Manuel. Now, we start off with Ashley just setting the smoke alarm. The smoke alarm's going off, and how she could not do anything about that was driving me nuts. Turn the smoke alarm off. It's so bad for animals' ears. But she's just like, she's doing a spell or some smudging or something in her room. The alarm's going off and she's like, la la. And Manuel's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, bruja? Turn off the alarm, turn off the alarm. And then we start hearing about this phone situation.
Oh,
so God. Manuel's in a mood because he says, I don't have Wi-Fi. My phone's not working here. I don't have Wi-Fi. She says, you do have Wi-Fi. It's in the house. You can use my iPad. You can use my computer. You can access the internet. Yep. No. I need it on my phone because I need privacy. So Ashley calls up Verizon, AT&T, whoever she's with, and she gets a deal that is getting a new phone sent to her in 2 days. He's pissed off because it's not soon enough. Oh, the cheek of these two.
The nerve, the gall, the audacity.
Exactly. So this is the big argument. He's like, you don't his argument is pathetic. He's just like, you don't understand. I need it now. She goes, you have internet. You can access internet. No. My phone needs to work. I need privacy. And then, of course, she says, big red flag. Well, he just likes to hide a lot of stuff. I mean...
That's what we like to hear on these shows.
We love to hear that. We love to hear that on a show. So, Ashley, what are you doing? What are you doing?
She is meeting up with Sienna with frappuccinos at the park.
I wrote down meeting Sienna, her sister, and I just wrote, bought the biggest, most sugary whipped cream drinks imaginable, and I deeply appreciated it. It was no shame. It was like a venti sugar, chemicals, whipped cream, and then caramel all over it. Walking around with them.
I never get drinks like that, but for some reason I was watching this and I was like, damn, that looks good.
Oh, looks so good.
So she's got she wants to vent. She needs to talk to her sister and discuss what's going on. And the sister eagle eyes spots the hickey on the neck.
Yep.
And Ashley's like, yeah, that part's great. Sex, loving it. What I'm not loving is that he's desperate to get his own phone. And his family has called me like 10 times. They won't stop calling me. And I don't know what the hell's going on. I didn't even know he had family in New York before this. And now they are hounding me.
And then we see that, this sister's like, uh-oh. Yeah. Then when she goes back and she finally FaceTimes like one member, this female name was coming up, and they FaceTime and it's his cousin. I mean, look, she's like, well, I've just realized how easy it is now for him. He can get on a bus and just go to New York. Where is she? Oh, yeah, she's in New York State. Yeah, she's in New York State. And the family's in New York City. And so she's like, he can just get on a bus and go into the city and I'll never see him again. It's like, yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Next. I mean...
Did you catch the part where he's like, I don't want you to talk to her because sometimes you have a bad personality? It's like, wow.
I love it.
Get
I
me my
love these
phone.
two.
Oh,
The reason I love them is because Ashley fights back.
yeah.
Ashley is gonna, and I like her confessionals. She's talking to that. She feels very friendly with those producers, and I like that. I
It's
like that.
it's like we love it when there's zero awareness, like a Danielle and Muhammad.
Oh, dream
But
days.
it's also fun. You're right. It's also fun to watch someone who's aware of what's happening and kind of like slowly putting the puzzle pieces together.
Oh,
And then it's just
beautiful.
gonna come to a head and there'll be a big confrontation.
And there's nothing better than seeing one of any of our reality stars sat on steps, angrily smoking a cigarette and talking to a producer. That is beautiful work. That's what we look
Dream.
for in our reality shows. And we're going to get a lot of that with Ashley. She likes a frappuccino, she likes a cigs, and she likes talking to the producer, and I'm happy about it.
I am really happy with Ashley on the show. She's a great cast member. Exactly.
I like it. So we did see that next week, luckily, we're going to get our next new couple. And it's a gentleman that's holding his guinea pig and putting a little beret on it. And I'm here for it. I think that's great work. I encourage it. He seems like he adores his animals, which we love. So I'm excited to meet him. But Kate, I'm thinking, is that it then? So we're just going to have we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 couples. Yeah, it probably is, isn't it? When we meet the next one.
I can confirm that. Yeah, I mean,
Because it would be...
that's the guy who has his mom in the closet, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we say next week on 90 Day Fiancé. There's guinea pigs with berets on, and then he opens the cupboard, the closet, and his mum's on a mattress there. And then he says he's talking to his girlfriend in Spanish. I can't remember where she is. And she says, I'm coming over. I hope that you have, enough room for me there. He's like, yeah, sure. And then we go to the mother's storage unit and they open the door and nearly everything falls on top of them because it's crammed to the ceiling back and forth with her items.
Oh, wow. Oh, she's from Peru.
She's from Peru.
It's Clayton, 29, Kentucky, and Anali, 26, Peru.
I like it.
And then, there's another one.
Who?
Citra. It says Citra, 26, Indonesia, and Sam, 30, Missouri.
Well, hurry up, 90 Day, because we're on episode 4, and we need to see the rest of these, please. You only just introduced a new couple. Come on, I want to see the rest of them.
2 more couples. Yeah, let's get on with it.
Please, I want to see them. I mean, so far, I'm okay. I need them to. I just get worried with 90 Day because we've been covering it for a long time, and we know the seasons go on forever, and then we have the reunion or the tell-alls that are usually 2-3 parts. I need them to focus on drama, encourage drama. I want to see fights. I want to see storming off. I mean, Ed and Liz are horrendous and we never need to see them again. But, when she was climbing over a wall and threw her engagement ring away, that's great TV. That's what we want to see. We want to go back to Cut on the Bias with Darce, like that type of drama. You never loved me. There's Muhammad, Danielle. I mean, there was some great moments, and I need them to really edit this to just get a lot of that. I don't want filler anymore. We've watched enough filler in these shows.
They need to take a page from 90 Day Fiancé UK. I mean, we've said it before. I'll say it again.
That editing was great.
They go at a breakneck pace through these storylines, and it is
Lovely.
Thrilling. Yeah.
Thrilling ride. Ride.
Yep.
Oh, I wonder whatever happened to 90 Day Fiancé of the older lady. Remember dancing in her apartment, like Grey Gardens, and her 25-year-old that she never met up with. He never came over from India. Oh, wonder what happened there.
We'll have to do a Where Are They Now or something.
We do, but we still follow Ditzy by Design.
Right.
Completely forgotten her name. The one that was with our love
Sean,
the English girl, with Sean, that had unclear his background, job,
Victoria.
age. Victoria, that's it. We still follow Victoria, and she seems to be living a kind of just simple life. And she posted something the other day that she wasn't very happy, but don't know
And then
what's going on
what
with her.
about, remember the other Sean and Christine?
Hello, this South African. I used so many of my accents when we were doing that show. Yes, that was very good. He's like, I didn't sleep all night because and then I forgot to clean. And remember, the house was filthy, and she came over with that kid. God. And he goes, I was too stressed at my job as a manager, so I stepped down from my job as a cleaning manager. That was brilliant. I remember that so well. That 90 Day Fiancé was great. And then I'm still following Katie of I've fallen totally in love with Alejandro in Mexico. I've fallen totally in love. And yeah, she's like pregnant and he's pissed off. It's really crazy what
That's
happened.
a drama. Yeah. Remember when she asked if they turned the waterfall off at night?
Yeah, absolutely. Remember
Who
that
could
one?
forget?
That was who
Good
could
times.
forget? Good times. All right, guys, we are going to wrap this up. But as always, we are releasing this. We also have our coverage of Vampires in America that we got from Wheel of Shame, which was unbelievable. Go and listen to that now. We once again a call out to any of our listeners in Brussels, in Belgium. How did you find us? How did you hear about us? Please let us know. You can follow us on Instagram at Tender Loving Care Podcast, or email us at tenderlovingcarepod@gmail.com. And then what else, Kate? What else do I need to plug?
Bravo. We got Bravo coming out on Friday. For you to listen to while you're at BravoCon, just walking to your next event.
Woo.
And next Friday we'll have a new subscriber Patreon bonus episode to be determined. I'm still figuring out the documentary.
Kate's choice.
We will let you know on our Instagram, and you can join us on Patreon for $5 a month, 2 bonus episodes per month. And if also you get our back catalog, and we cover, you can go listen to all of the 90 Day Fiancé UK season 1. We covered that.
It is a lot of content.
Yeah. And check us out on YouTube.
Hello.
Yeah, we're on Instagram, TikTok, Tender Loving Care Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, search Tender Loving Care Podcast, find our channel, subscribe, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Yep. Subscribe, hit that bell, as all the YouTubers say. Hit that bell. To get notifications. Yeah, we are loving getting on YouTube because it means that you guys can watch us right now as we record, and it's super fun. So yeah, go and subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. All right. We're going to love you and leave you. We will see you next time, and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Bye.